So don't hate me. I'm kind of doing this to everybody because most of what you can get these days are IPAs. They are huge. Even if you go to Kroger, you make your own 6-pack, it's a bunch of IPAs. This is all Stone IPAs.
Okay.
They had something called the 12 Days of Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I've had one of those days of Christmas.
Okay.
So here's the 6-pack of 6 of those other days.
Okay.
And you will officially be able to tell people from now on, you've had plenty of IPA.
Okay.
You won't have their flagship tonight, but we will try some other stuff. Which side do you want to start on?
Let's start right here. This one right here. See what this is. Stone Lemon Shark Anniversary Double IPA. And remind me again, what was it exactly as an IPA?
IPA stands for India Pale Ale.
Okay.
So Pale Ale is a hoppy beer, right? You taste like a lot of the hop oil. Mm-hmm. The reason they call it India Pale Ale is because back when they used to have to ship beer, one of the biggest customers in the beer market was India. And the only way they could preserve the beer long enough for it to work out there was to put a fucking metric ton of hops into it. So India Pale Ale just means you're going to have a lot of hop oil in this. Okay. And again, it is a cousin to marijuana. It won't show up on any drug test. But you kind of taste like that skunky oil to it. Like if you've been, not that you've ever done this, but if you've been breaking up like stems and seeds and shit, you smell it on your hands. This hoe is 9.6%.
Damn.
It's got, so first it's a double, which means they took a normal crazy hot beer and they doubled it. And then it was also got white grape skins, which I don't know how you're gonna feel about that. You're not a wine person.
It does have that little smell, like a wine smell.
Do you have a preference, by the way, between white and darks, like light wines or red wines?
No, I'm not much of a wine drinker. I've just had random wine here and there, and just what I've had. I'm not a fan of wine like that. But yeah, no, so I wouldn't have any preference in dark or white wine, red wine. I don't know.
So by the way, forgot to say, it's happy hour at the Banner Bar. Let's get into it. We're already into it. All right, I'm pouring my beer. You go ahead and read that question for us. If you don't want to, I will read it.
No, I got you. Are you better at conversing one-on-one or in a crowd?
Okay.
I'll take this one. I'll start off. So I think it just depends on who you're around. I think sometimes you can be in a crowd and you really just don't vibe with them like that, or you don't connect with them like that to have a good conversation. And even if you're with one person one-on-one, same thing. So yeah, for me, I just think it just depends on who you're around, who your company is. Like me and Shane can sit here and bullshit all night about everything and anything. And
just Mike.
You know what I mean? But some people, there's some people, and I'm sorry, this might be you if you ever catch me doing this. There's some people that I know that are just talk about random shit and just ramble on. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, I'm listening, but I'm not.
Yeah.
So I'm there and I'm just like, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just giving you like basic answers. Just to,
by
like,
the 15th,
yeah.
You should know.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, there's certain people that can bring out a good conversation and some people that you're just like, ooh, dude, be quiet already. You know what I mean?
So I'm going to go to the opposite side of the spectrum here because what I'm thinking...
I haven't tried it yet.
So, by the way, this bottle says... these people are... what do you call them? Hop aficionados. They try all different kinds of hops from around the world. It's got some shit I've never heard of. Rawaka hops, Peacherine hops, something called Phantasm in it from Sauvignon Blanc grape skins. It's got Mosaic from... there's a lot on this bottle. And it should be boozy as fuck.
It's kind of... It's bitter to me.
A lot of hop oil. Yeah.
It's kind of bitter.
Like once you swallow it, that aftertaste is... Lemon Shark. Okay.
Doesn't smell too bad. It smells like a regular beer. But it is pretty strong. It's got like, I don't know if that's the hops that you're tasting, but it's got like a strong taste.
It is. Most beers, they're grain malts. Mm-hmm. Like, fuck, I don't even know. Kind of like the milk in the cereal, you know?
It kind of feels like it's missing something.
Yeah?
Like it's missing sugar or something. I don't know. It tastes like a drink that might need a little sweetening. Maybe with a little sweetening, a little sugar in there. It might pop it off and make it taste a little better. But it's definitely like bitter to me.
Yeah, I think that it's the grape skins that are killing this in the end. I like the... It's almost got a lemon... It kind of reminds me of lemon pie. But there's something like a white wine in the end that I don't love. Mostly, as far as a double IPA goes, I think this is kind of delicious for a double IPA. I'm going to give it a 7, but that's the IPA person in me. You feel free to rate it a 2 or a 10 or
I would
whatever.
say it's 2. It's bad. I don't like it. It's not something I would drink normally. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. Now, if you're into the IPA, double IPA, into the hoppy beer, then maybe. But for me, it's a no-go. I don't like it.
Oh, dude, it's unfiltered too.
It's really strong. It's kind of bitter. So it's not like it's not a tasty beer, something you can enjoy. Maybe after a couple of them, you don't even taste them no more and it may be okay. Yeah, but no. This is not for me, right?
You definitely don't drink it as the only thing you drink all night long.
No. It's not bad if you're just tasting, trying something new, but...
I'm going to make a mess like I always do, because this is carbonated. I want to try some of that shit at the bottom. I don't think I got it, but...
Like it's kind of like it hasn't been filtered out.
Yeah, so...
it's got whatever's in it, the hops or fruit, just like... bits of that kind of floating around in there. You can kind of see some stuff in there.
So sugars and corns and stuff, kind of like waters.
Yeah.
Hops are an oil.
Mm.
So you get a lot of oil in something.
Yeah.
I mean, the way it mixes, it's going to look...
It looks like taco grease. You leave it there, it's got a fucking hard nut.
And we're drinking it. All I was going to say about the conversation thing. Yeah, man. Whew. That is... Lemon Shark is that's an acquired taste. I will say of the double IPAs I've had, that's one of the better ones. Which... hopefully there's not another... Well, yeah, there is. I already see it. Conversations. I have learned that I get... ridiculously nervous public speaking.
Yeah.
Which seems so weird because I tend to be comfortable in a crowd. I'm comfortable with people. I remember back in school, like if you get called to read.
I hate that.
Which, that's why I feel bad making you read the questions. You made me feel like we were like 12
No, it's all good. I can actually... I've always been a good reader. I just don't like to read out loud. I don't like to read to people. I hated that in school. I remember... 9th grade, I was in like my English class and they asked me to read something out loud. You know, they would read a chapter, you read a chapter. So they called my name and I was like, no, I'm good. Teacher was like, for real? I was like, yeah, I don't want to read. And she's like, okay. And I got in trouble. She was like, stay after class. After class, I want to see you, right? I was like, shit, all right, whatever. After class, everybody let out. She hands me like some random book and it had like, you know, like the little... breakdown, a summary of the book on the back. You know, it tells you what the book is about, whatever, right? And she asked me to read from here to there. And I read the whole shit to her. And she was like, wow, you're a good reader. Like, you can read pretty good. And I was like, yeah. I was like, what do you think that I didn't? She's like, yeah. She said, when I called you and asked you to read, I thought maybe you didn't know how to read.
Ooh.
And I was like, no, I know how to read. I definitely know how to read. I'm just not into reading out loud. Like I don't want to read out loud to everybody. You know what I mean? And another thing, when I was in 7th grade, the TOS test, remember the TOS test? Mm-hmm. So I was like one out of 3 people in the state of Texas or some shit. I might be wrong by the 3 people, but I was like one out of like so many kids in the state of Texas that scored a perfect score on their reading TOS tests.
I was one of the other 3.
Were you? Yes, I scored a fucking perfect score. And I got my name in like the newspaper, and I had got like an award at a ceremony in school. And it was like
your shit.
The Texas, that was like the Mavericks had some kind of thing where they did academic recognition. Like I was put in the newspaper and they gave me an award at Strickland for being one of the only people to ace that test. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And in the math portion, I missed like one question. I got like a 98 in the math that year, and I got a perfect score on my reading. So they were telling me then, like I was in 7th grade and I was reading like at a high school level, junior.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I could always read really good. I'd never had no problem reading. I'm just not a fan of reading. You know what I mean? Especially out loud to people. And like you were saying, I don't mean to keep going, but a lot of people, you know, with me doing music and performing in front of people, I'm the same way. I have like a fear of crowds, like speaking, like public speaking. People are like, how are you scared to talk to people? I was like, it's different to get on stage and rap some shit that I wrote.
Yeah.
Than to try to like
just answer some
questions.
Shit.
Yeah, or just try to like have a conversation or give like a speech about something. It's different. Because I can zone out, I can close my eyes, I can have a couple beers or whatever, it calms me down and I get up there and do my thing. But reading, speaking out loud in front of crowds, it's always been something to me that I'm kind of shy. I'm kind of shy at the end of the day. Like, I don't want the attention on me. You know what I mean?
That's so funny considering your personality type.
I'm kind of shy, especially around people I don't know. If I know you, you'll know he's crazy, he's funny, he's whatever. But if I don't know you, a lot of people have always told me, their first impression of me was that I was like rude or stuck up. And it's not me at all once you get to know me. You just know that I'm uncomfortable around people that I don't know. I'm awkward sometimes. You know what I mean? So it's like that might come off as something else than how I really am. But as far as conversating, it depends on who you are and what you bring to the conversation, because a lot of people don't bring much to the conversation or are not interesting enough to catch my attention.
It's very true. So maybe it makes it easier with a crowd because it's a whole bunch of people. I'm going to post pictures, by the way, because I straight sounded like a liar. It may have been 8th grade, but I definitely had that same experience. I just didn't have the pomp and circumstance of some awards and shit being passed my way. It may have been because I missed, half
and
the
then
school year.
I was so intimidated by being in front of the crowd that at Strickland, when they were doing the award ceremony, they called my name. I refused to get up and go pick up my award and they were like, come on. I was like, I'm good. And they were just like, come on, Jesus, you did this and that. They were like, giving me the award for like, I did something pretty big, like one out of so many people in the whole state that aced the TOS test. You know what I mean? And, that's why I passed on to the next grade, because in 7th grade, I was like fucking up. And I remember my teacher, Miss Campbell, came to me and she said, you're a smart kid, whatever, same old thing. You don't apply yourself, right? So she said, right now you're at risk of failing this year because you're not doing your homework. You're not taking it serious. She said, if you take this TOS test and you pass it, that'll show us that you've learned everything we've taught you this year. And if you do that, we will pass you to the 8th grade.
They some liars, because they didn't pass me from 8th to 9th, even though I aced, but I did miss like half the school year. But.
Well, my situation, like I talked on the last episode, we talked about how I moved to Robstown. So I actually got that. I did academic recognition, passed the test, everything. I moved before the end of the year to another school. And when I got there, I told them about my agreement that I had with the counselor and my teacher about going on. If I passed my TOS, I could go on to the next grade. And they're like, well, sir, we don't make those type of deals here. You know what I mean? And she told me, so next year you will be repeating the 7th grade due to like my grades and shit, right? So the next year, I probably went the first semester in 7th grade. I felt so stupid. I was in there with the new, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so I was there, and I hated it where I was living, and I hated it. I couldn't wait to come back to Denton. When I ended up moving back to Denton, I went and registered in Strickland, and my first day I was in fucking 7th grade, and I remember being outside, and all my friends were over there in the 8th grade yard, getting ready to go to their classes, and I'm over here with the little young kids. And
did you move up?
Yeah, so that's
you were in theater.
Yeah, so that's the thing. My very first day back in Denton school, I was in 7th grade, and like throughout the middle of the day, it was like the middle of the day, probably like 1 or 2. They called me to the office. And I think that's actually when I found out I had academic recognition, right? She told me, she was like, I made a deal with you last year that if you passed your TOS test, we would let you move on to the 8th grade. And she told me, she was like, I'm going to keep my word. She's like, you had one of the highest scores in the state. And she was like, you aced your reading and you missed one question on your math. She's like, so
shouldn't be in 7th grade.
You shouldn't be in 7th grade. So they gave me a schedule, and the very next morning I was in 8th grade with my boys. You know what I mean?
You know,
but I had to go like half the semester with kids I didn't know.
Moving around was a thing for you, even before middle school. I remember.
Sure, and then like on Hodge and like
there's a song by Ben Folds called "Steven's Last Night in Town." And it's about like this kid that moves away and he comes back, and he moves away and he comes back. That was like an internal joke for us back then.
That was me. My family was unstable as fuck. And I moved away from I
always loved your family.
What was crazy was I moved away. I went to Hodge Elementary, 6th grade, where I met Shane. And my family moved away, so they took me out of Hodge. A few months later, we ended up back in Denton. So they put me back in Hodge, and Hodge thought it was a good idea since I had already been in the school. Let's just put him back in the same class of people he already knows. So I came back, and I was back in Hodge for another few months. Then some shit happened to my family. We moved again. And so I was gone for like a month or so, 2 months. And then we ended up back at Hodge. So in 1 year, I was the new kid 3 times.
And
but you know what I mean? And every time
the MO of putting you in my class.
And every time I would come back, I remember coming back, and they were like, it was like the 3rd time, and Shane and everybody's like, we knew you'd be back. I remember Chris was like, man, there's this motherfucker again.
Man, you know what? The more we sit here, the more I'm realizing that I think my fear of public speaking is because of Mr. Christopher Cruz. Because back in the day, which they kept this fucker... We had the same class because they thought I was a good influence on him, even though Chris was a smart kid, perfectly capable. You couldn't have been friends with me and Lynn if you didn't have something going on upstairs. Yeah. Chris always did. He just liked to joke. He liked to bullshit.
Crazy.
But
that was my boy.
God, we used to have, I think it was like Miss Shelton, I remember. Mm-hmm. We had her in 3rd grade, but then in 6th grade, we did the trade-offs, right? Where we had different... what do you call them? The core classes?
Yeah.
Have them in different people's classes, different teachers. And we go in Miss Shelton's room, and every time it's like some history thing, you got to get up and give a presentation, and I'd stand up and try to start talking, and this motherfucker be over there making faces. Like just the stupidest shit. And I see him, and I know I'm about to get in trouble. I know my grades are going to go down because I can't even breathe. I'm up there just fucking stumbling. And I think that's where this comes from. It's Chris Cruz. Anyway, next up, Stone's Hazy IPA. I'm not trying to be rude moving us along.
No, you're good. You're good.
IPAs are a kind of beer that definitely fall apart as they warm.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to give them a fair shake.
Okay. Let's do this.
So this is just the Hazy IPA is what it says.
The Hazy IPA. I'm not cool with this demonic figure on the bottom. Hey, I'm not like religious, but I don't do like imaging. I guess I don't know what you call that shit, man. Like symbolism. My bad.
Oh, you good. It just looked like you're talking about like this is their actual like brand like label, dude. It does.
Looks like the devil. My dad would be like, hey, that's the fucking devil. Why do you want that? It's the fucking
You walk
devil.
down the hall, the goo will get you, right?
Fuck that. I don't know. I've always just like satanic type shit, and that's not me, man. I mean, it is you, this your thing, but I don't fuck with it.
I don't give a fuck. 6 point.
No,
Nothing against nobody.
No, you're good.
6.7%. This one, it's got a lot of words. Juicy, hazy, whatever. It's a hazy IPA. And our question is, whose memoir would you most like to read?
I don't know, man. That's a good one. I love, that's one thing that I'm not a big reader. Like, even though I was talking about all this stuff about, academic recognition or whatever, but I've never been big into reading. I don't like to read novels and books and stuff. Over the last couple of years, I read a few books. And there was a friend of mine, Wild Bill. If y'all know Wild Bill, shout out to Wild Bill, doing his thing right now. A couple of years ago, I think it was like 2018, 2017, we were hanging out one day. It was like New Year's Eve, and he was like, "Hey, Masa," he said, "this year, it's a new year, man." He said, "You should try doing something you never really do." I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Read a book. Try reading some books." You know what I mean?
That sounds so bad.
I
know it's not, but
he was like, not clowning, but he was just telling me, do some shit you normally wouldn't do. Just try something different.
And then if I wanted to clown on him, it's like that dude that comes out of jail. Like, what happened? I read a book, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like,
nah, he was just telling me. He's like, "Hey, man, he's like,
for sure."
But it wasn't just books. He's like, try reading some books. He's like, try some new food. Because like I was telling you earlier, I'm kind of like the type I'm stuck in my ways. I like wearing black. I like drinking Dos Equis. I like whiskey. I'm stuck with the shit that I like.
You like wearing black. I thought you said you like where I'm black. Okay.
No, I like wearing black. Like, you'll always probably see me in a black t-shirt. Dude, not today.
My kids ask me, why do you always wear black? Look, I'm fat, goddammit.
For one, it's slimming, but no, I just always...
Ain't nobody trying to see all these rolls?
Black and gray is my shit, right? So I wear that a lot. You'll always see me in black and gray. But...
Ash Warriors, man.
Yeah, hey!
Anyway,
you brought us some shit. Okay. So, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So he was telling me, just...
Read a book.
Try reading some books or something. Do some shit you normally wouldn't do. Just try to expand your mind a little bit, right? So, taking that advice, I said, you know what? You're right. I'm going to read some fucking books. And I've read a few. And audiobooks do count. Some.
They do.
You know what I mean? But... I love audiobooks, but
they're almost harder to get through, in my opinion.
I like audiobooks because let me just get through what I'm saying. I'll go back to
go ahead.
But anyway, he told me to read some books, and I read some shit. And one of I guess it's kind of like a memoir, is Jay Prince. Yeah, The Art of the Hustle, some shit like that. It was like a good book. I read that. I even read other stuff like the Forrest Gump book was amazing. It's dope. If you love Forrest Gump, you need to read the book. But I like reading what is it? What's the right word? Biographies?
Are you thinking of like stories with just one main character?
No, it's just kind of like stories based on like people's memoirs. Like, somebody's lives. Like where they talk about shit that they've done.
For sure.
Another one that I read a lot, that was like probably the first book I read, was it was written by old boy from Mobb Deep. The one that passed away. What's his name?
The one that had sickle cell?
Yes.
Okay.
So he wrote a book called, I forgot what it's called, man, but he was memoir talking about, their careers and how Mobb Deep came to be, and beefs and certain things that happened to them. And that book was so fucking entertaining, right? It brought different artists and producers and major figures and the rap industry. It gave you like a little insight on them, right?
Broad daylight, get right.
Man, I can't think of it, man. Y'all go look at it, man. Y'all go look that up. It's the book by fucking Prodigy.
There you go.
That's his name, Prodigy. He wrote a book telling him...
Sorry for doing absolutely nothing to help you out.
No.
I was just doing all little like...
I was trying to think about it. But
I'm hearing murder music tracks in my head.
Yeah, so that book, if you've never read that book, check it out, man. That's my thing, memoir. I love those type of books about... I even love those type of movies, like about people's lives, like certain artists. They will tell you their whole life, like the Johnny Cash movie, the Richie Valens, La Bamba. I love shit like that. That's like real historic and it tells you facts. And so with all that being said, I'm just rambling.
Did you watch Irishman yet?
I tried to, and I've watched probably 3/4 of that movie, but it was moving too slow for me, man.
I'm with you. I hated it the first time I saw it. Like coming off of like Goodfellas.
Yeah.
What else did he do? He did one with Leo.
Recently,
Martin Scorsese.
The new one. The
Wolf of Wall Street's what I'm thinking of.
Okay.
That was another one out?
Yeah, they got the new one, the Killers of
I ain't seen it yet.
Was it something Moon?
The Flower Moon?
The Flower Moon, Killers of the Flower Moon. That's a Martin Scorsese movie that just came out with Leo. It's supposed to be really good, but it's long as fuck, so I haven't watched it yet. But yeah, The Irishman did let me down. I was expecting like a straight up gangster movie like Casino or something like that, but it wasn't.
I had
a lot of dialogue.
I had to sit on that one for a long while, and then I tried to watch it again, and it held me. I don't know what it was, man. I can't. So that actually gets better with subsequent watches. I don't know why I'm taking you down a different road, even though you got memoirs.
Yeah, but no, the memoirs. Somebody whose memoir would you most like to read? First people that come to mind is like fighters, because I'm really into like combat sports, boxing, UFC, stuff like that. So it definitely may be something like that. But I don't think nobody has caught my attention so much in that, you know what I mean? But if it was something like that, it would have to be, man, I wish like Tupac would have wrote a memoir. I wish he was around to like write a memoir, you know what I mean? So you could get that insight for his life. Biggie, something like that would have been awesome. You know what I mean? Because that's historic in its own way. You know, it's legendary. So yeah, that's what I would say. Something like that. Maybe Pimp C. Pimp C was in it.
Pimp C.
Pimp C's memoir would have been dope.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Hold up now. Who am I thinking of? Who did a kick dough? Was that Pimp C?
About to pull a kick dough. Lay it out on the floor. Yeah.
Everybody.
I think that was Pimp C. Was that Master P too? I think it was Pimp C and Master P. I think it was something on maybe Silk's album or C Murder's album.
Dude, something so iconic, like in my sense memories of picking up No Limit Records albums, because they were just packaged so, like, it felt so different. Yeah. It didn't even matter what was on it. Like, you were gonna love it. It didn't fucking matter.
Shout out to my boy Sergio, man. Sergio used to have like all the No Limit albums, man. Back in the day, it was a No Limit era.
What was it? We were walking. I want to say it was Sophia. Man, I'm personal tonight, and I apologize. I think Ben was dating Sophia, and we're all hanging at the mall. I don't think you were around at this point, but Jesse was with us, you know. And we went through Sam Goody or Hastings or some shit, and we were going over to Lena's to hang out, and like it was one of those like double albums that came out on No Limit, and I wanted to hear it real bad, and I was like, man, fuck, I ain't got no money to spend on my shit. Ben was like, here you go. Where the fuck you get this, man?
Did he steal it?
Yes.
Yes. That motherfucker was known for that. He was good at that shit.
And every time I think about doing some cement work nowadays, I'm thinking about Ben.
Yeah, that's the man. Call him.
Believe it. Memoir I'd like to read. The more I think about it, it's probably going to be something very personal, like someone close to me who like I want to know more about, like maybe a family member that's died, or someone who like I really loved in my life, but I didn't know as much as I wanted to.
See, that's dope, because I didn't even think about it like that. I'm thinking about celebrities and shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Because that's who they're going to write books about.
Yeah.
All right, next up, Fear.Movie.Lions Hazy IPA.
I don't think I even gave my rating or my thought on the last one.
Go ahead, man.
So
I didn't either.
My bad. So what I'm thinking, this is actually, I'll give it I say it's a 5. I give it's okay. It's a lot better than the double IAP, or what's it called?
The double IPA.
IPA,
the shark, the lemon shark.
So it's better than that last one. It's not as strong. It's not as bitter. So it's a little bit more doable. I can probably get down with this. I can get jiggy with this shit.
This one is not too far from their flagship, actually. If you want a little more citrus than what you get with just a normal Stone IPA, this is a good option. I'm not really the Hazy IPA aficionado. Some of that citrus I don't like. I do like the pineapple, some of the apple. I'm learning flavors, but like orange, that sort of, it's not really my bag. So I would go 6 on this one. There's nothing wrong with it. But it is just a pretty basic IPA. I'd say it's mostly forgettable when you think about all the IPAs I've probably had in my lifetime.
I know you were going to move it on, but can I do this last one?
Yeah.
All right. So this one, I like the name. Stone Fear.Movie.Lions. Hazy Double IPA. I don't know what the fuck that means.
A lot of hop oil.
That's another double? Hazy double. Oh, yeah. Okay, so this one may be like the first one. Hopefully it's not bitter like the first one. The first one I could do without that.
Question is, and we'll talk about the beer first this time so I don't get confused.
Yeah, all right.
But just so we're thinking about it in advance, how long do you think you could live at your ideal age without wanting to die? So first you have to know your ideal age, and then how long do you think you could be at that age without wanting to die?
All right, let me taste this beer while I think about
For
that.
sure. It's 8.5%, so it's boozy.
That's not as bad as the first one. It is a little strong. It does have a little bit of an aftertaste. It's a little bitter.
Okay.
It does have a little bit of a bitter taste. It tastes, you know what it tastes? Kind of like a flat beer to me, like an old beer.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, to me it does. Like, have you ever had like a hot beer that probably sat in your car for too long, then you try to drink it and it tastes like shit? I don't know.
So
It's kind of strong.
they say when someone says to you, what 3 words, that you can reply with your own answer. What? If it's Fear.Movie.Lions, we'll see here. Down here it says there's Laurel and Mosaic hops in here. Mosaic I know really well. Mosaic hops. It's real American, hazy, basic. Laurel I don't know. And then flavor notes it says tropical punch, berry, and peach.
I don't know about none of that shit.
That sounds different.
Yeah, tropical punch, berry, and peach.
You know how you go to a weed shop or don't, whatever. We don't. But like strains, right?
Yeah.
It's all weed.
Yeah.
But they'll tell you, like, look at this purple dank, right? Like, it's got, you're going to taste the grape in this. It's going to feel like you hitting on one of them Swisher blunts.
Bullshit. Yeah, it's probably bullshit.
That's what I'm wondering. I smell Mosaic primarily. I'm expecting Laurel to be like tropical fruit.
It's not fruity or tasty. It's kind of has like a bitter taste in me, so.
I think when they hop something so super heavy like they do with these doubles, that's where the bitter comes in. Like it's so much of that hop oil that it just sticks around in your mouth.
It almost feels like they should give you heartburn if you drink too much of it.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
We'll be sure to take some antacids.
Like I feel it right here. Like should give you heartburn.
It's drinkable, but it again feels basic to me. It feels more basic than this hazy. This hazy, I could see recommending. This one, I'm just going to say it's decent.
Hazy's probably the best one out of all of them so far to me. The double IPAs are a little bit too much for me. As far as taste, they're strong. They're strong and bitter.
I liked that lemon shark, but that's probably because it's weird as fuck.
Even though it's a little strong, it doesn't taste that great. I'm still drinking it.
What you rating?
I mean, that might be because I'm already...
You got King Cobra.
Yeah. All right. So what was the question here?
What are you rating before we get there?
Okay. You're right. So I would give this one... I'd say like a 4. It's forgettable. It's not. It's just up there with like the first one we did. It's not that great. I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, not mad at that rating. It sets real high expectations and then it doesn't exactly deliver.
Yeah, with the flavors they were saying, the tropical punch, what was it, the peach and something else. Like, I don't know. Like, that'll make you think it's going to have like a fruity taste, but it definitely doesn't.
I feel like if you're real used to Mosaic hops, you might get the rest of that out of the Laurel.
I don't know enough about it, but
I'm not used to. I've never had Laurel hop beer on its own, so maybe I'm just too basic, and I don't know.
And it says vegan on every one of these bottles.
Oh, for real?
It says vegan. I don't know what the fuck that means.
Well, I guess they don't put meat in them. You know what I mean?
Animal fat or some shit.
Have our bacon beer. This one's made of chicken.
Vegan beer. Okay.
I'm gonna do some shit like that if I ever start a brewery. My shit is vegan. Support me. You know what I mean? Anyway, how long could you live at your ideal age without wanting to die? Or do you think?
I don't even know what my ideal age would be. I would say my ideal age.
It's kind of two questions, right? You gotta tell people what your ideal age is.
I don't know what my ideal age would be. I think it's somewhere in the age between like 21 and 25. That's when you're like young. You're like a young buck. You're living your life. You're like learning who you are. You're learning what you like. You're having fun experimenting.
You ain't got these aches.
Yeah, you don't have the knee pains, the back pain, the fucking trauma, and fucking all the bullshit that happens to you. How long do you think you could live at your ideal life age without wanting to die? I don't ever want to die.
Oh, for real?
Like, I'm scared.
Never? You think you could do it? Go ahead. You're scared.
I'm scared of it, man. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not scared to die. Like, you know what I mean? But it's like, I'm scared of the unknown. Like, what happens after you die? You know what I mean? And it's like,
okay.
But after losing somebody, you know, close to me, like my dad, I think the whole thought of dying has become a little bit more like I accepted it. Like, I'm okay with it now. You know what I mean? Even though I don't want to, because I think about, like, man, what if I leave before my wife, and I don't want to leave them like that. I don't want, you know what I mean? I think about stupid shit like that, which probably I shouldn't, but I'm like, I don't want nobody hurting or mourning me, feeling some type of way because I'm not here anymore. You know what I mean?
It's not stupid. It's just coming to terms.
Yeah, it's just like I've accepted it. You know, when I was a kid, I was terrified. Like, oh my God, I don't want to get older because we're going to die, you know? But it's like now that I'm older, I've lived, you know, a crazy, whatever we want to call it, life. I still don't feel like, you know, I'm not ready to die, man. I feel like even though life is hard and there's all kinds of shit and you're always going through obstacles and things could be better, I think about all my loved ones, man, that I'm going to leave behind, and I'm not ready to leave nobody behind like that. You know what I mean? So I don't think I could ever say I'll be ready to die unless I'm like on my deathbed and I'm sick and I'm struggling and suffering, and that's a different story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But as of right now, I still feel like I'm fucking 21. You know, I might be fucking 39, but I still feel like I'm 21.
Guilty.
I don't feel like I'm an old man, except for when I wake up in the morning and my knees hurt and shit like that. But other than that, I feel the same way. My mind, I know I've grown and matured in my mind, but I still feel like that young dude.
I hear it from people even older than us, too, that never really goes away. You still feel like that, which is why I have this massive respect for older people. I'm agreeing with you in a sense. Like, I think the difference is your major loss at this point was more recent.
Mm-hmm.
Mine happened when I was like 12. I mean, I came home from school and had to sit around. I knew something was wrong. I had to sit around and wait on my mom to get home. My grandmother wouldn't say anything. My grandmother that I lived with, I was expecting them to tell me that my dad had died. Mm-hmm. Right? No offense, because that's your big loss. Mm-hmm. But for me, where I was at that point in my life, like, I was ready for it. I'd been ready for it for years. For them to walk in and tell me that my grandmother had died, like my dad's mom had died.
It's a whole different...
If I think about it too much, it still fucks with me.
Yeah.
And there's something about grief that I don't think people get. Like, Yoli, right? She lost her mom. And still posts. I mean, we're talking years. And she still posts every other day, you know, about how much she misses her mom and the things that she regrets and the grief that she feels. That shit doesn't go away. Like, you learn to live with it. But, like, I get that fear, is what I'm saying. I think where we differ here is that I don't want to live forever.
Yeah. No, I don't want to say that. And that's not what I'm saying, that I want to live forever. I think it's just more like me being selfish. It's like, I'm not ready to die. You know what I mean?
Right, like life should maybe be like 3 or 4 times longer.
Yeah, and you know what? And one thing that I think about is like a lot of men in my family haven't made it very far. Like, I think the oldest, one of my uncles made it to like 78, 77.
Okay.
That's the oldest. Like, I lost my grandfather when he was like early 60s. Lost my dad in his early 60s. And stuff like that, right? So I'll always see like, man, my men in my family don't have like a long, never made it to their 80s and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think about stuff like that and I'm like, man, I'm not ready to die. I don't want to die when I'm fucking 61 years old. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I see these people, and maybe it's selfish. Like I said, I'm selfish. I'm not ready to go. I see people every day at my job. They come in there, 80-year-old man, 70-year-old man. I'm like, dude, you were born way before my dad. And you're still here kicking, living your life, and you look good. You know what I mean? Yes. So I'm like, and that's what I'm saying. I'm being selfish because I think about me and I'm thinking about how I feel, and I don't want to hurt my family. I'm not ready to leave. And you know what I mean?
That's how they get us, though. We feel comfortable because we do see people that are really old, but we don't realize, like, average human lifespan, we tend to think of 50 as middle age. 50 ain't middle age. The majority of people die 68, 70. You know, it's probably a little older than that. But, I mean, even if we think in those terms, you and I, we're middle age. Especially as males, because males tend to die faster than females. We're middle age. This is halfway. Yeah. Unless we're lucky.
I think about that. I'm like, okay, I'm almost 40 now. A lot of men in my family have died in their early 60s. I'm like, dang, do I really have I want to change that shit. I want to prove myself wrong and be like, look, I want to be here as long as I can. I don't definitely want to live here till I'm 120.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I definitely don't want to go young because I feel like 60 is still young.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a good thing to feel, though. Too many people think that, 40 is old, 50 is old.
And it's crazy. Like, my kids are like, oh, you're old, man. They're like, I'm prehistoric. And I'm like, come on, man.
I think 80 is going to feel old.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Yeah,
you know? Give me 4 more years.
Let me hit 80, man. Let
us die in the year we were born. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'll be 84 when I die.
Yes,
born at 84, we're good.
Yeah, something like that, man. Like, I don't want to live to 100, but I don't want to go at 55, 60 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're not in control of that, though. And if it helps at all, I've had some heart trouble. I'm an epileptic. I've had different things where it feels like my heart has stopped beating, and
take care of yourself, man.
I've been in the middle of a piss before, right, at night, and it felt like this is it. Yeah, stick to your King Cobra. You don't want the double IPAs, right?
Man, look, I'm trying to drink the double IPA. It's not good. I'm on this King Cobra mold.
If it helps, I didn't think drinking a bunch of IPAs with you was going to be this fun. I'm enjoying myself.
Okay.
But there are painful deaths. I think that's what we should fear. Those real long, excruciating, painful deaths.
Yeah,
most of them, you're just slipping. I think you're probably unconscious well before you take your last breath, and you shouldn't stress about any of it. And what comes after, most of it is just good memories about who you were.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't stress about it. Like, I don't want to sit here and think like I stress about death, and I'm scared of it. I am, and to a certain extent. But my thing is, like, I want to be here for my family.
Yeah.
I want to see my kids grow up. I want to see my grandkids grow up, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be around. I want to be the old pawpaw you come pick up and you take them to go get a burger on Sunday.
Yeah.
And you watch the football game with them, and I'm going to be talking shit. I'm there. I was going to say too much, but I'm going to be doing my thing. He'd be like, that's just Pawpaw. Because that's what my grandkids call me. You know what I mean? They call me Pawpaw. So I'm like, I don't want to be the young Pawpaw that, that they be like, man, he's gone too soon.
One place we might differ here is the ideal age. Mm-hmm. So I'm struggling because I think 19 to 25, that range. I mean, I felt and looked pretty amazing, mm-hmm. But honestly,
you're still a kid, man.
I'm so much happier at 39 than I imagined I would be. I feel like if people still knew how to be social the way they were when we were young, mm-hmm. If I still had that community feeling that I had from grade school, mm-hmm. It was ingrained, you're raised in a trailer park, you go to this cool elementary school, everybody's always going to be there. That's how I feel. But I'm alone a lot. And if I had that aspect of it, living the best fucking life right now.
Yeah.
The kids, the I don't know.
I feel you though. I feel you. It's, there's just got these ups and downs. Some days you feel like you're good. Some few months go by, you're like, man, we're doing good. Everything's good right now. Everything's fine. I'm where I want to be at, whatever it is, right? And then some days you're like, man, like you said earlier, loss or what is it? Grief or
grief.
What is? It's one thing I learned from, I was talking to a counselor one day because, got a little depressed. I needed to talk to somebody.
Hey, props to you for talking to somebody. Most people won't.
And I was always the type what the fuck? You know what I mean? I don't want to do that. But actually, after losing my dad, I got, really depressed and I needed to just talk to somebody that wasn't my family, that wasn't feeling just like me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. I couldn't sit there and tell my sisters how I'm feeling or my brother how I'm feeling because they're feeling the same way.
It's not unique.
And you know what I mean? And I'm going to break them down and make them feel bad. And so I need to talk to somebody that is not in the same boat as me and can maybe give me some advice or whatever. And one thing that I was told was grief or, when you mourn somebody, you never really get over it. And it's like a circle. You're always going to come back to it. You know what I mean? You might be okay for a few months and then one day you wake up and you think about them and you're right back in that state of mind. So it's a circle. It's never ending, man. You're always going to keep going around. It's seasonal. Mm-hmm. You're going to always find yourself back in that place that something's going to remind you of something, a smell, a taste, a fucking memory, anything, a song will take you back to a certain time.
You know what I've learned, though, is you got to try to appreciate each season.
Yeah, you do.
I can't go swimming. It's wintertime right now. That's an analogy.
Enjoy.
I guess what you're saying. But, the fact that you can still grieve this person who's been gone, you know what I mean? It's just evidence that they're still so alive in your head.
Yeah.
That you don't want them to ever go away. And so just being able to, it's like when I listen to a sad song, yeah, it's sad, but it makes me happy, right? Sometimes it fucking makes me happy to listen to a sad song. Mm-hmm. And I'm not upset about that because that's part of who I am. It's part of what makes me human and I'm enjoying the ride.
Yeah.
If there's a part of the ride you're not learning to enjoy, change the fucking roller coaster that you're on. That's all I know to say.
You just can't let that shit consume you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think everybody goes through stages of your grief, right? In the beginning, you feel like it's never going to get better. And as time, like they say, it's cliche? Time heals all wounds. But it does. You may never heal all the way, which you won't, but you learn to cope with it. You learn to deal with it and at least put it aside for a little bit. And you have to look okay, you might be going through this, but I still have people here that need me.
Yeah.
I still have family that depends on me. So it's you can't let yourself, and grieving is not bad, but you can't let it consume you. You know what I mean?
It's kind of awesome in a way too, because it's a big breakup that no one asks you to get over. Move on to the next person, right?
There's don't let nobody tell you how long you can grieve.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? There's nobody, and if they do, they're an asshole. Can't nobody tell you how long you can miss somebody, how long you're going to cry for somebody. One day you'll wake up and you'll be like, you know what? I need to move forward. I need to move on, and it's going to be okay. And it takes, it's different for everybody. One day You may feel, and then you might feel like that now, and the next week you're back to feeling sad and depressed. You know what I mean? But it's like at the end of the day, it is what it is, man, and you just have to like keep moving forward. You know what I mean?
I do.
So it's like to answer, bringing it back to this question. My bad. I'm over here.
No. You know?
I just say my ideal age is 19 or 20 to 25, something like that. But just because I remember how I was living my life at those times. I was young. You don't really have a lot of responsibility. You're just kind of finding out who you are in life. You're kind of carving out your own path. And so it's fun. It's kind of like you're experimenting and stuff, you know, like I was saying earlier, it's like you're finding yourself at that time. So when I look back at those years, I was like, man, I was young. I was happy with myself, how I was at that time. Yeah. And I was like, you have your whole life ahead of you. You know what I mean? Free. At that time, you think like, oh, you got all the time in the world.
Think every corner.
And you turn around and you look up and it's like, man, okay, it's been 20 years.
I blinked.
Yeah. And now it's like, oh shit, now I got gray hair. I got grandkids. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I think about those times as like, you know, those are the years where you don't have so much stress on you. You don't have so much responsibility. It's kind of carefree and you're just living your life. You know what I mean? Once you start having kids, you start getting married, you start doing certain things. It puts you in a different mind state.
You only get glimpses and it's never the same.
Yeah.
But there are things that make it worthwhile that you couldn't have imagined when you were that age. Maybe it's just me, but I'm really loving the ride as we go along. So I as far as the question goes, 3-4 times to live as long, 3 or 4 times as long as we do. And maybe we just don't age as horribly as we do.
All right.
So I just retried everything and it's warmed.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope we ain't fucked
good.
ourselves.
It's all good.
I've been meaning to try this one for a long time. This is kind of their second in line.
Okay.
They have something just called Stone IPA. This is the Ruination. It's 8.2%.
Is that supposed to be like a gargoyle?
Yeah. I think that's what they're going for.
Okay.
They also make this beer called Arrogant Bastard Ale.
Okay.
Which is it's a lot of combinations of beers that people don't typically like. So I don't know why that matters, but it's not an IPA specifically. Oh, but you got like mint?
Yeah.
Man, I dig that.
Yeah, so I quit smoking cigarettes maybe about a little bit over a year ago. It's October of 2022.
Mm-hmm.
I started smoking cigarettes and blacks when I was like 14, 15 years old, and I was a heavy smoker for a long time.
It's super fucking addictive.
Yes. And
it's really bad.
One day, my wife was telling me, I don't know, she brought it up to me, like an idea of us quitting, because she smokes too. Well, she recently quit, so she's doing good. But I just told myself, like, you know what, I need to stop. With another thing, my dad died. He had cancer, throat cancer from smoking. Yeah. And so I was like, my family was telling me, you need to stop smoking. So I just, I considered all that. And then after just talking to my wife, I was like, you know what, I'm going to try to quit smoking. And I quit. I had like maybe 2 cigarettes left in my pack of cigarettes one day. And I was always a Newport smoker. I smoked menthol. So
that explains.
When I quit smoking cigarettes, I use vapes, which probably are not any better than a cigarette, but it's not a cigarette. I feel it's a big difference. And all it does is help me with my craving, because even over a year later, I still get cravings. Certain things after you eat or when you wake up, certain things you still have that craving. It's like a habit you have to break of wanting to smoke. So when I have that craving or that feeling like I need to smoke, I hit the vape a few times. You know what I mean? And since I was always a menthol smoker, the only flavors that I found that actually help me get through that is the mint flavor. So that's why I do the mint flavor.
I dig it. The other thing I would add to that is, it makes sense. You were talking about, if nothing else, for non-smokers, being around it isn't really problematic. Like, it's not going to make my clothes stink like my grandmother smoking fucking... Ugh. What the hell did she smoke?
That's probably...
Yeah, this one smells horrible.
This is the worst one out of all of them. Even worse than the double IPAs.
It's a West Coast double IPA.
Oh, this is disgusting. It has like a bitter... the other ones were just a little bitter beer. This is nasty.
Yeah, this one straight up stinks. Again, it's 8.2%. It's supposed to be a liquid poem to the glory of the hop, but let me try it.
That's the worst one we've had tonight.
All right, hold up.
That's a 1 for me. That's awful.
I hate the way it smells. Smell, I agree with you completely. It's a 1. Taste, aftertaste, all that. I'm going to go in the 4 range. 4 for me. Our question, by the way, is what keywords are you most likely to use when searching for porn to watch? Dude, I don't know.
Okay, let me see.
And by the way, what I was saying here is, like, for non-smokers, you're not going to stink up our clothes. And, like, you were talking about Miss Richards earlier. I don't know if that's legit. There's a different episode. Apologies. But apologies to Miss Richards as well if you didn't smoke cigars. But I never noticed your breath. But
I don't know.
It shouldn't affect.
Kids say, you know what I mean? No, like, so one thing that I like about, since I quit smoking, I don't smell like cigarettes smell fucking more.
Yeah.
And when I used to stress out or be thinking about certain shit, I would smoke like a fucking train. And it should stink. So you're around people, you smell. And I don't know, that was the main thing. That's one of the main things. Like, my clothes doesn't smell like smoke anymore. Yeah. And I don't smell like smoke anymore. I feel like I breathe a lot better. It's just better for you, man. As far as, not better for you, I wouldn't say these are better for you than a cigarette, but it's different. It's not the same shit. You know what I mean?
I mean, the no longer smelling like cigarette smoke or whatnot. That's how I coped with getting pushed out on my ass when I was young, not living like with my grandmother.
Yeah, because even, my dad was a smoker his whole life, and I remember being fucking in 3rd, 4th grade. This is damn near out.
Oh, okay, man.
You
keep it then.
So I remember being in 3rd, 4th grade. I remember I was fucking like 4th grade, and I was in the fucking gym. And we were like in PE or whatever, and I'm running around sweating. So the smell starts to come out of your clothes, right? And this guy that I was like, hey, he's like, man, you smoke? I'm like, come on, dude, I'm fucking 10 years old here. You know what I mean? But It was like that smell had never... My dad was always a smoker, and he would smoke in the house, smoke in the car, whatever. So you'd go to school and you'd smell like it. Smell like cigarettes, your jacket, whatever. And then I lived with friends and family over the years, and they're the same way. So it's like, you can't escape that. And like, even for years as a smoker, I wouldn't smoke in my house.
Yeah.
Like, I smoked cigarettes, but we always would go outside because I didn't want my kids to go to school smelling like cigarettes. And you know what I mean? Because I remember my experiences as a kid.
You talk about like low-key childhood trauma.
Yeah.
That's a big one for me. Yeah. I agree. So keywords most likely to use, we rated that beer, right? Yeah.
Yeah, mine was
It was not great. It really was not. Like, cold, even, I don't think you're saving this one.
Yeah, Ruination. That was not hot. It was a little, probably, like you said, a little warmer, but no, it was not good.
This is hipster.
I'm not a malt liquor guy, and I've been drinking malt liquor all night just because it's
better than IPA for you. All right, man. I'm going to be real revealing here. Keywords most likely to use when searching for porn to watch. I'm going to go with the POG. It's a pretty ass white girl. Dude, pale is a big one for me. I don't know. I like them.
Pale, like pale skin?
Yeah. Like white chicks that ain't been out in the sun too long, the fucking glow in the dark sort of thing. Now, as I've gotten older, I appreciate like tans and tan lines much more than I used to. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's my dick. Don't be mad at me. I am in no way racist, but my dick seems to prefer lighter tones. Maybe I just haven't had enough experience with, you know.
So me, it's kind of opposite.
Actually, hold up. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I want to throw this out there. In spite of everything I just said, I would throw Indian into the mix.
Indian.
Something about like the way their food smells and the see, I love it. And the like the female, like the gentler type of body odor. Oh, fuck yes.
So I disagree with that. You know, I'm just me.
Hey,
I'm not I don't want to offend nobody. So
that's why we can be friends, too. Because we ain't trying to fuck the same women.
I'm not gonna like offend anybody and tell anybody how I feel about that. But I'm just I'm not a fan of Indian food.
Okay.
What is it? Curry. Cannot stand the smell of curry. And as a kid, I had I think they were Indian neighbors. And you could smell. We lived in an apartment complex.
It'll stick with you.
So you could smell whatever they're fucking cooking every night. You could smell it through your vents, your walls. You'd walk down the breezeway, and you could smell that curry, and that just stuck to me all these years. I hate the way that smells.
You never got to taste it though?
No, I haven't. And I always hear people say curry is the best. Like Indian food is the best food, and this and that. But I've never had it. Okay. I'm just going based off of my childhood smelling it. I've always thought that was like the worst smell ever. And when you walk into restaurants and it smells like curry, it's just like, it's not for me. Okay. So, like I said, I don't want to offend anybody. But the Indian part, I can't roll with that. But the white paleness, I mean, to each his own. I guess I've never really thought about it like that. But as far as the paleness, I kind of like a little tan. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like, I'm not going to say like I'm into black girls or I'm into Mexican girls.
I mean, you are married to.
I am married.
To be fair.
Yeah. I am, but that's not like my type. Like that's all I mess with. You know what I mean? Or that's all
I'm trying not to be a dick about this response, but go ahead.
But you know, I know
what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
I don't have like a certain type. Like I only like a certain type. But if answering the question. If there's a key word when I'm searching porn, it'd probably be big butt, big booty, whatever. I like big booty.
100. We're in agreement here.
So big butt, big booty. That's probably my key word. But other than that, I don't know. Like I said, I didn't want to get too deep into the Indian thing or the color thing. I don't want to offend nobody, but I would have to say big booty.
And
big butts.
I think I would have said that a year or two ago.
Yeah.
Right, like the journey that I've been on with this cancer thing, my wife going through what she has. I have a new appreciation for titties I didn't have before.
Oh, titties are fun.
It don't replace. I try to think about the ICP lyrics where they say, "Titties ain't shit, but sacks are fat." Like I try to comfort myself with that. It doesn't really help, but I try. But yeah, the ass is still glorious no matter what. Can't live without it. Next up is this Stone Sublimely Self-Righteous Black IPA. I am expecting that this one doesn't fall apart as it warms, and we're going to find out. Because
it's a dark beer.
Oh, yeah. Not typical, though, because it's still an IPA. So it's going to be real, like, oily, heavy, not like dark bread.
Okay.
Or chocolate bread. That's what you normally get from a dark beer. This one should still have
a Goldschlager or some shit. Well, no, that's not Goldschlager. What the fuck am I thinking? The beer that's in the orange, the yellow bottle?
The yellow bottle. Oh, like Guinness?
Is that what it is?
Guinness foreign.
I say Goldschlager. That's fucking liquor.
Are you thinking liquor?
No, I'm thinking of, it's not Smirnoff. It's like some kind of fucking...
Shiner?
Shiner Bock.
Oh, dude, this is a step darker than Shiner, for sure. Okay. Shiner's like brown.
She looks like Coca-Cola in this.
Yeah, it does. It's 8.7%. It's almost 9%. Our question is, what do you consider yourself a collector of? Big booty hoes? Dude, what's weird about this beer is it totally looks like a black, and I keep thinking I'm going to smell a black. It smells like a fucking IPA.
I don't know. I keep thinking it's going to smell like licorice.
Yeah.
In my mind, that's what I'm thinking, but
it doesn't. Okay, so it's not in the smell, and it has warmed for sure, and it is falling apart like I expect an IPA to do as it warms, but not as bad. The dark roasted malts, you still get that in the aftertaste alongside the IPA. It doesn't smell like that. It smells like typical IPA garbage. The taste is a little more intricate. It's a little more like, I don't know, like you cooked something a little too long. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It has like a strong aftertaste.
I'd be curious to put like some really high quality, not that this isn't high quality, it's just an IPA dark, but a normal dark strong beer in front of you.
Yeah.
While it's really cold. I'd be curious to see what you think about
You know what it tastes like to me? It's like, have you ever had like tea that's has like too much herbs in it? It tastes too strong like tea.
Ain't been sugared enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It tastes something like that, like a dark tea, a dark coffee, something with not enough sweetener in it. It looks like, from just looking at it, it looks like it's going to be like a sweet type drink. It looks like almost like like I said, like a Coke. But it tastes kind of earthy. It kind of tastes, I don't know. It's kind of strong. It tastes real.
What's crazy is you're not loving this, but you're kind of selling it for a lot of people.
It tastes to me like I've had some, like I love sweet tea, right? Like I love to try different sweet teas where I go places. In some places you taste them and they're like really sugary, really sweet, really good. And other times it's like a little earthy. It tastes a little dirty. I guess I don't even know how to put that out, but
that's exactly how you put it out there.
Yeah. And then it's like you have to like let the ice melt in it a little bit to kind of like water it down a little bit. So
like when you drink a whiskey that's too strong.
Yeah. So once the ice melts, it kind of, that's what it tastes like to me. It's like a little too strong, a little too earthy. So maybe a couple of ice cubes or something, and it might kind of help it soften it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I've never drank beer with ice, but I'm just saying. Dude, maybe it needs a little watered down, a little bit of something kind of.
I almost said that should be an episode, and then I'm like, man, that'd be weird.
Like soften it up a little bit. Yeah, no, that's not good to me. It's kind of like eating licorice that doesn't have sugar.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes sense. I'm not a fan of licorice, but imagine eating black licorice that's not sweet.
Yeah, it tastes like a dark bread that's not a sweet bread.
Mm-hmm.
Or like if you're expecting ketchup and you get mustard. You know what I mean? Like now, personally, this hits a lot of cylinders. It has problems. The smell, I mean, it's very niche. It's not going to appeal to a lot of people.
It smells not bad to me. It smells like beer. It smells just like a regular fucking beer. It don't smell.
It smells like IPA.
It don't smell too much different.
Like real hoppy is how it smells. Not like a dark
it's just
beer.
Bitter. Out of every beer that I've called bitter, that's probably the worst.
And I think it's because you've got dark toasted malts in here, so it's almost like burnt bread.
Yeah.
But then you also have all that hop oil, which you've already been saying is bitter anyway. It does have like
a burnt type flavor, like if you're eating
the aftertaste.
Yeah,
just
like you're eating that fucking black toast or something. It has like a burnt flavor. I do see that. But me, if I'm gonna actually have to rate this, that's probably be my worst rating, the lowest rating of the day. I would say this is hopeless. I don't think there's anything you can do to make this better other than maybe putting some water in this motherfucker.
You've given it a chance. So I want you to do me a favor.
Okay.
I want you to put a little water in it and see if it helps. I'm just curious. I don't think it will, but we'll see. Is that enough water?
A little more water.
Let's make sure it's 60-40.
I don't know. Forgive me for putting fucking water in the beer, but Yeah. It just tastes like some fucking... Nah, it honestly tastes like tea with no sugar.
Okay.
Something like that. You know what I mean?
So tea with no sugar, I get, and I don't like tea with no sugar. Mm-hmm. Like I said, this has its problems. It actually looks like tea with no sugar.
Like a burnt tea with no sugar.
Yeah.
Like you overcooked the damn bags of tea or something, thinking it burned, and the water didn't help it. It tastes like shit with water in it. But
so the best thing I can think to say is if you like brisket burnt ends, there's people who like brisket. There's people who like the burnt ends.
I never understood that. Like how people make like the brisket and it looks like black on the outside of the brisket. I mean that's cool, but I don't know. I don't like that. I'm not a fan. You don't
like the char on the outside?
I'm not a fan of that. No.
Okay. So I am. That's really the only difference. I think everything you said about this is accurate. It's just difference in palate.
Yeah.
You like it or you hate it. I like it. I like IPAs. This is a good IPA. This is a good dark beer. It has definite problems. It's not as smooth as I want it to be. It's niche. It's not for everyone. You know, there are things that are wrong with this. But I'm going to go opposite side of the spectrum, man. I'm actually going to give this one an 8.
Mm. Okay.
That's what's wild about beer. And the thing about wine is if you found an 8 that's wine, it's usually the type. It's not the brand. Mm-hmm. You have the same fucking brand of a Pinot Noir and you're going to love it if you love it.
Yeah.
I've never had a black IPA. I've had a black IPA.
To be completely honest with you, I don't think I've ever had like a black beer.
Oh, for real?
I don't think I've ever even had a Shiner. I just remember I used to work in the bars when I was younger. I worked like a busboy in like a restaurant that had a bar in it.
Yeah.
And the people loved that shit. They would drink the fuck out of that Shiner. But even my brother-in-law's come over to the house and hung out and brought like a 6-pack of Shiner. And offered me one. I'm like, oh no, that's cool.
If you like dark chocolate, not chocolate, but like really dark.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of dark chocolate.
Normally, I'm not either. Mm-hmm. Something about this works for me, right? Mm-hmm. Shiner is caramel. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I guess in my head,
blue in the face.
In my head, when I see that, I'm expecting it to be sweet, right? Because of the color of it, I'm expecting it to have like a sweet root beer taste.
A lot of them are
something like that, and that doesn't have that.
No,
it has right. like a bitter burnt taste.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
The lacking thing, I think, is where you hit the nail on the head. So anyway, we're on opposite sides of the spectrum here. What do you consider yourself a collector of?
I don't fucking know, man. I mean, I don't really collect stuff. Like, there's certain things that I was into as a kid. Like, I used to love to collect baseball cards, football cards, basketball cards.
Okay.
And I just kind of got into it just because I got some for Christmas one day. And
it's like gambling, right?
Yeah, and I just kind of got into it. You know what I mean?
Never know what you're going to get.
But as a kid, that was my thing. And then as I got older, I just kind of left it alone, you know. And other than that, I've never really been a collector. I've never collected certain things. I don't know. It might sound corny, it might sound stupid, but I feel like I'm a collector of memories, man. Like, I fucking love to experience certain shit. I like to travel. I like to see certain shit that I never thought I would see. And it's like, I'm a collector of memories, man. Like, I want to make memories that I can think about forever. Like, there's all these times, like, when we talk, we can get lost and talk about shit. And I think about something I haven't heard or thought about in fucking 20 years. You know what I mean? But it's like, I think I'm a collector of memories, man. Because there's not physical things or material things that I collect.
I can't top that answer. Be perfectly honest. I think that's better than any answer I could have given.
Okay.
And I'm sitting over here thinking about like, well, I mean, I rate everything. Mm-hmm. I rate beers and books and movies and music and like I'm constantly rating so that I know I can revisit this and love it. Mm-hmm. Right? Like part of me thinks this whole like rating journey that I'm on. Mm-hmm. When my grandfather was dying of cancer, his big thing was Lonesome Dove.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to spend some of the last few days of his life rewatching Lonesome Dove. And he did.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I need to have those 10 out of 10s,
mm-hmm.
right? Just in case I know when my time is coming. But I don't know that necessarily makes me a collector of things.
Yeah.
Memories, that's fantastic. Because I think it feeds into the whole narrative I was talking about, wanting to write the novels
mm-hmm.
about loosely the people that I've loved the most in my lifetime.
Yeah.
But, I really don't know how to top that answer. That answer was perfect.
And I wasn't trying to, like, outdo you by that. That's just the first thing that came to my mind, you know, because I'm like, I think about it, and I'm like, I like certain things, right? Like, I like sports, but I don't collect sports memorabilia.
Mm-hmm.
I like music, but I don't collect music memorabilia or music. I don't collect albums, CDs, nothing like that, you know? And there's never really been nothing since I was a kid that just made me, I want to get these. I want to collect these, or I want all of these, you know? But one thing that I want to do is, like, I want to go everywhere. I want to see everything. I want to experience everything. And it's just like, after you go and you experience that and you do that, the only thing you have left is that memory.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just like...
Desert Island, that's what you have left, right?
So it's just like, man, out of everything I've ever done and experienced, the only thing I have left to show for it is a memory.
My wife and I
of
talk
a certain
about this
time,
constantly.
A certain age, a certain era. You know what I mean? Like, you could, like, it's like you play a song and it takes me back to a certain time. And it'll take me back to certain memories that I have of that time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And some are good and some are bad, but you, at the same time, you still have all of those. That's probably the only thing that I could say that I've collected over time that I can go back to and revisit. But it takes something to kind of trigger that memory.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, that I think is why, like, my wife and I struggle to understand, like, there are a few people in our lives who, when it comes like Christmas time,
mm-hmm.
or they're not asking us what our kids want as far as stuff goes.
Mm-hmm.
They're asking to make a memory.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what can we do that they're going to remember? You know, and that has been
dope.
It's a complete fucking...
It's a different way to look at
mind
shit.
shift. Yeah. And there's no... I've watched people blow through hundreds of thousands of dollars, you know, as whatever. They got a successful deal, or, you know, they hit retirement age and their pension cashed out, whatever it is. And they blow through this shit.
The only thing you're going to have left is the memories of what you did with that.
Yeah. And it never fucking occurs to just, like, take 1/100th of what we're spending
mm-hmm.
and put it towards developing memories with the people that you love. Like, I'm sorry, Chewy, and I'm Masa.
No, you're good.
There's no topping that answer. That answer is perfect. So let's move on to our final beer, which is the Delicious IPA from Stone. These have all been Stone. This one's 7.7%. If these were more drinkable, they're on a roll to fuck us up.
Yeah.
There is literally nothing on that bottle that tells us anything about it.
What is this called?
Delicious.
Delicious. That reminds me of the Kings of Comedy. Let me see. IPA. Let me rinse my cup out a little bit. Get that.
The last one.
The last one out of there.
The whole cup.
I had filled it up pretty good.
Damn. So what's your history with Houston?
What do you mean?
You been?
Yeah, I've been a few times to Houston. It's too big for me, man. Like, I've been there. The first time, like, I went to Houston, I was out there working, and I got lost. Did a lot of, like, seen a lot of shit that are probably places I shouldn't have been in, like bad neighborhoods and shit. And, but no, it wasn't too bad. It was just like any other city, but it was just big as fuck. The only connection that I have to Houston is like really that I can think of is like music.
Okay.
You know,
because it definitely comes from there.
With all the Houston artists that were coming out that like paved the way for Texas artists, and that's the only type of connection that I have. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm like, I look at it as like I'm not from Houston. Even though I like embrace the culture, you know what I mean? It's still like for example, like a while back, I had this guy that he does like promotion, right? Like he made like a flyer just promoting me. Check out Masa, Lopez, whatever. But he had me like with a fake background of like Houston and some Houston landmarks, and I was like, yeah, that's cool. I appreciate that. I was like, but you should have did something from Dallas.
Don't fake it out.
Yeah, you know, it's like, you know what? Houston's cool. There's nothing against Houston, but I'm not from Houston. And it's just like at the end of the day, it's like I only know what I've seen when I've gone there. It's cool, but it's just like anywhere else, really.
Excuse my old brain, but I keep wanting to say Longview. Mm-hmm. Where you come from, man?
I'm from Corpus Christi.
Corpus.
I was born in Corpus Christi.
You ever heard? It's a song by. It's completely out of like our normal territory, but. I was talking about Ben Folds earlier, so why not fucking bring this up? There's a dude named Jeff Buckley. It's called Corpus Christi Carol. You should check that out.
I've never heard of that. What's his name?
Jeff Buckley.
Corpus Christi Carol.
This dude, he was supposed to be like the next big thing in music. I mean, even like Brad Pitt has done interviews talking about how much he loved this music artist. But the dude, while recording essentially his second album, he was recording it out of his house. He would take his recorder and put it in like different places in the house. He was trying to get all these different sounds and had all these demos he was working on and shit. He wound up fucking drowning. But something he recorded on his original album was Corpus Christi Carol. And that always sticks out in my head. Very, not Christmassy, but something about it. Anyway, the reason I asked about Houston, I was working on claim earlier. I do a lot of claims in my job. Life claims, vehicle insurance, gap claims, all this bullshit. I'm reading through a gap claim. So somebody got in a wreck or they had their car stolen or whatever the fuck it was. And they filed with the normal insurance. Our company's supposed to pay the gap. What's left on the loan that the insurance company didn't pay. The fucking representative from the insurance company wrote for cause of loss. The car was shot up by multiple guns while driving down the highway in Houston from behind. And this motherfucker waited 25 days to tell anybody that this shit happened. How fucking scared you gotta be? Your car is shot up on the highway. You don't tell no one for almost a month that it happened so you can get your new car. Anyway, Texas is a weird place. Yeah. Mike Jones.
That sounds like some bullshit, honestly. Like, motherfucker probably did some shit he shouldn't be doing. I thought they were lying,
too.
It sounds like he's lying.
The waiting
Why would the fuck would you wait a fucking month before you told somebody you got shot at?
You tell somebody right off the bat.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I don't think it's a lie. Like, maybe that actually fucking happened. Like, you're just driving on. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. My favorite part is multiple guns. So someone actually, studied the different bullet holes that were in this and determined that it was multiple types of guns?
And it's not like I wouldn't say out of the ordinary, but it's not like some shit that wouldn't happen.
And everybody lived? You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
They were just shooting the car, not the windows and
you're a good getaway fucking driver. You got away.
Don't ask about the bank robbery that happened beforehand.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like it just seems like there's more to the shit than what was said, right? Like, what the fuck were you doing to get shot at that many times?
I was tempted to call Shamia,
kick door somebody's house and
whatever your name was, and figure it out. Like, hey, don't ask me. You grew up on Master P. You already know what's going on. No, I don't. That's why I want to know. Anyway, Delicious IPA, and our question is, which country do you never want to visit? I know my answer damn sure ain't Mexico.
Yeah, I've never been to Mexico.
Fuck you, homie. I love you big. I love you big. But how are you down there enjoying yourself without us?
Man.
Oh.
I've never been to Mexico, man, but I want to go.
Am I crazy?
No. The guy telling that too, I was like, you know what? It does look like that way. At the end of the day, you don't know what somebody's actually going through. I think it's just a scenery, right? Like
social media.
Yeah, you see, everybody portrays a certain thing on social media that's not really like that, But it's hard to act like you're not living your best life when you're in fucking paradise, right? But the only thing about Mexico is you can be in paradise right here on this street, and you go 2-3 streets down, and you're in a fucking war zone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's and I've never been to Mexico. I'm just saying what I've heard, and even talking to him about I heard about a fucking triple murder that happened on the beach in Cancun. And I just happened to call him to check on him. Like, hey man, I heard some shit's been going down over there, and he's like, yeah, he was telling me the story of what's been going on and some little local figures that are causing shit to go down over there. You know what I mean? And with that, I think it's kind of like a fucking mask that people put on. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's fucking beautiful and it's it looks like paradise, but at the end of the day, it's you turn the page and there's a whole nother fucking side to it.
Well, shit like that probably happens here too. And
yeah, everywhere.
Report on it, right?
But from on the outside looking in, you don't see the other shit. You only see what they're showing you.
And maybe,
which is the blue water, the fucking nice skies, the trees, the fucking sand, and you know what I mean?
And you're talking to someone who, I don't want to live on the ocean.
Nah,
right?
Nah.
I like going there every now and then.
Yeah.
But motherfucker looks like he's living his best life.
Yeah.
Maybe
it's I told him, I was like, man, you look like you're living in a fucking Corona commercial. You know what I mean? You wake up every day and you have a Corona on the fucking beach.
It's jealousy talking, but maybe there are a lot of different paradises.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem with life is you can't experience everything. You can try, but you can't experience everything. Maybe you should be grateful for what you can. Anyway, so this IPA is the Delicious. Do you think it's delicious, Masa?
Let me try it. I haven't tried it yet.
It smells okay.
So I gotta say, I'm not a fan of IPAs. I'm not a fan of these beers that we've been drinking tonight. I don't remember which one it was, which was the best one that I thought. That one I think was the best one I thought. This one kind of reminds me of the one we just had, the dark one.
Oh, for real?
But it's just not dark, but it has a bad aftertaste. It's kind of bitter.
I think what I'm learning...
It's not a good beer. It's not like a beer that you drink and it's oh, it's cold, it's refreshing. It just has a bitter taste, man. It's an acquired taste. You have to like this type of beer to enjoy it.
Most definitely. But also on top of that, I think what I'm learning is that temperature plays a giant role.
That has a big role when it comes to drinking beer. It has to be icy cold.
Because if this was ice cold, by the way, for me, I'm going to say 7. It's really solid. It's not great. That's me. If you think it's trash, say it's trash.
I would say a 3.
Yeah.
It's unpleasant. It's not the worst we've had today, but it's nowhere near the best we've had today either. It's almost down there with the worst. It's a little different. I don't know, but it's just not this. I don't know. It's not what I was expecting when I saw this. I was thinking more of a regular beer, just from the color. It's not all cloudy.
Do me a favor.
It has a bitter taste.
Do me a favor. Pour that one in your other cup, just a little bit. Just taste it and see what you think. Compared, because they've warmed equally. I said a little bit more. Chewy came to drink tonight, goddammit.
Yeah, I can kind of still deal with this.
You still like the hazy?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not as It's not as bitter as that one.
Okay.
This one has like a weird bitter taste, and this one's a little bit more smoother.
I wish they told us what the fuck this was. It just says delicious. There is nothing else on this that tells us anything about
I think they lied about the name of this.
Delicious.
It's not fucking delicious. I'm just saying. I don't know. To each his own, but me personally, it's not one of the best.
I can tell it's a basic type of hop. Like
These
maybe
two
a
are
mosaic.
like the bottom two on this whole table. These were kind of, where the double hops were a little shitty.
Yeah. If that's your jam.
That's the one I'm rocking with.
And this is my jam. All right, so we're going to answer this one question, then I got one more challenge for you.
All right.
You've been gracious enough. I hate to put this last challenge on you. Hopefully you got a little bit of King Cobra left over there.
Just a little bit.
Just a little tiny bit, enough to see through.
I'm going to toss this one out because I'm good on that.
Do you? Okay, so which country do you never want to visit?
The first thing that comes to mind is India.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to visit India.
The smell of the food?
It's just, everything I've seen from there is like the markets. You see these damn videos where there's like these Indian vendors selling street food and they're like fucking stepping on the fruit with their dirty ass feet. And they're just, I don't know. I've seen these videos where there's like the street food, right, in India, and they're fucking, everything has eggs in it. And everything has like all these fucking nasty, I don't know if it's nasty or not, but just from looking at it, it's like all these seasonings and fucking spices, whatever the fuck they're putting in it. But India, I would just have to say the Middle East.
Okay.
India, Afghanistan, Iraq, anything like that. Like, I don't want to go there, man. It's just, they don't like Americans there. And they're fucking, will blow themselves up to show you that they don't like you. And it just seems like a hot, miserable, dirty, smelly place to me. And that's at the top of my list of somewhere I don't think I'd ever want to go. I actually had an opportunity to go work in Afghanistan. Back when I was like 21, a friend of mine was like doing like government contracting in Afghanistan, and they were feeding the soldiers basically that were out there at the time, that were stationed out there. They had like government contracts to go out there and feed everybody, right? Offered me a job. I had an opportunity to go to Afghanistan. I turned the fuck down, and I don't regret that at all. You know, like when you think back, like, man, I should have did that. That'd have been a cool experience, you know. And it probably would have been, but I'm like, nah. At that time, the way I was feeling, the way people were just dying and the war was going on, like that whole part of the earth, man, I don't see that. That's not something I want to see or do.
Okay. I feel you.
But India just sticks out to me, man. I don't know.
Well, I don't know what I can say to that. What I'm thinking over here is maybe food changes a lot of people's opinions.
Yeah.
My favorite, just so we're clear, my favorite place to eat in the entire world is an Indian joint.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I get that it's not everybody's jam,
Mm-hmm.
but I could take like a curry spice and I'll make it like even a fucking meatloaf that's got barbecue and a little bit of curry in it. You can't really smell it, but until you've tasted the spices, it's completely different. Now we're talking about what a country is versus like what its food is. And I mean, you started out there to be fair, talking about motherfuckers stepping on the fruits and shit.
I don't know, man.
I get that. And what that made me think is there's a durian is what it is. It's a fruit that apparently smells like real nasty feet.
Mm-hmm.
And I've actually had the like hard candy that's supposed to taste like durian, and it was horrible. I can't like gym socks, nasty gym socks.
I've just seen too many videos of like these street vendors that are like fucking sitting down making food, and they don't have no fucking shoes on, and they just have their dirty ass feet all in the way. And
like
I seen another one where a guy was like cutting fucking meat with his toenail.
Oh,
and it was just like putting it and throwing it in the pot, and just like, and they're like fucking, or they're making candy, but they're making it on the floor. And shit like that, you know what I mean? And it's just like, I seen another one where some guy's making like fresh squeezed juice and fucking on the side of the road, that he's got a bucket that he's stepping on these fucking whatever fruit it is, and then in order to like strain it, He's stepping on it with his fucking bare, dirty ass feet. And then he puts it in a towel and squeezing it out into like a jar. And then he's taking whatever, squeezing out into that jar and making drinks with ice and selling them. And people are just like, but you look at his feet and there's like dirt and rocks and just nasty shit. Like he's stepping on it, steps out of that bucket and he's looking the fucking dirt. Gets some fresh fruit, throws it in the bucket and steps his dirty ass feet back in there. And just like, shit like that is like, no, I can't do that, man.
Okay.
And that just turns me off about the whole fucking region. I'm just like, nah, man, that's disgusting to me. And I'm sure it's not just that country, but
I was gonna say, I feel like if I really wanted to, I could probably find some shit like that from
everywhere.
Mexico, or from Canada, or whatever it is.
I'm sure it's everywhere. And they even say when you go to Mexico, don't drink the water, don't eat at certain places.
Funky ass people are everywhere.
Yeah, and I can't do that, man. I can't. I'm the type of person, like, I believe you cannot eat everybody's food. You cannot eat at everybody's house because some people are nasty. And that's just how I feel, man. And I think that kind of scares me off from wanting to experience or see certain things. Maybe you go over there and it's a beautiful fucking country, beautiful culture, nice fucking people, delicious food. But what I've seen or what I think I've seen, it just kind of turns me off about that.
I feel that completely. Like,
maybe I just don't know enough.
It's somewhere in Europe. Like, there's some European countries that do like where they'll cook like blood stews and whole fucking like pig's heads. You got to cut the eyeballs out of it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Shit like that. Like, I don't want that, but that kind of turns me off of like, am I going to go to England and eat like English food and think it's the
pig's heads? That's some straight Mexican shit. We'll roast the fucking pig's heads.
The feet. I got nothing.
Eat that shit up.
There's nothing against it. It's like I went to an African joint at one point, and it reminded me of childhood because it was a stew. And I know when I was young, I went to Hispanic like family gathering or whatever. I was Chris. I'm pretty sure it was Chris's family, extended family, whatever. Chris, Belinda, all them, because they were cousins. All these people there, and I wound up having some soup. I don't know what it was. Was it fucking menudo or whatever? There was eyeballs in it. It was goat.
Yeah,
it was goat. And I had at one point African food that had like goat eyeballs in it, and you want it to be disgusting, but if you just sit there and try it without knowing what it is, you're not eating. That was fucking delicious.
Yeah, I know. Like I remember being a kid, and my stepdad made some kind of meal, man, and fucking rice, beans, some kind of meat with gravy. Fucking tore it up. And then afterwards, you told us we were eating some fucking kind of goat or some crazy shit. And I was so fucking grossed out, disgusted. But at the end of the day, I was like, man, that shit was good.
It was good.
It was good as fuck. And I would have never knew that I was eating some crazy animal unless you told me. You know, but I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm just, when it comes to certain, and there's probably, and another, it's not just the dirtiness, the food or whatever. It's also just the war, like the fucking, all the shit that's going on over there, man. Like, you see all the shit that's going on in probably a different part of the world. Fucking, like, you know, with the fucking, the Jewish people or whatever, and Hamas and all that shit. And it's just like, dude, it's just so crazy and chaotic out there. It's like, as much as, you know, there might be some history or all kind of crazy shit out there, but I just wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to go out there, man.
I think you hit my answer's nail on the head right there. Country I never want to visit. Any country where the religion rules.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like the religion is bad. I'm saying that the religion leads almost everybody to not consider the human factor.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. If you're killing innocent civilians in this war that you're in, I can understand it happens. But if it happens like more than even a quarter, like 25%, fuck that. I can't stand behind you. This is a genocide. This is a problem. I don't want to go where there's massive conflict.
Yeah, that's the thing. And then when I think about, like, and maybe I'm being fucked up, just kind of singling out India, but just that whole region, man, like Afghanistan, all of that to me, even though it's not, it seems like one. It's all one, right? I don't know much about geography and shit like that, but I'm saying, I think about that, and it's just like you said, religion rules them, man. Like if you go over there and you might wear a certain thing, or you might eat a certain thing, and they look down on you, they judge you, and there's like, and you hear about like these countries where like women, they don't have any rights over there.
Stoned to death.
Yeah, they're stoned to death by not covering up their body or not covering up their face or their hair. There's certain things, right? Like they don't have any rights over there, and it's just like, it's kind of brutal, man. It's like, man, I wouldn't want to be around that, man, where you're not free. You're technically not free out there. As much as we're free here, but we're not. Out there, you're a lot less.
Definitely not, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't disagree.
So that would be...
So we're clear.
Because I think about, like, another thought was, like, Africa.
Africa has some apartheid wars that are just...
There's certain... And not all areas, because some areas in Africa are, like, nice and beautiful and they're rich, but, you hear all these other crazy shit, and it's just like...
I mean, fucking same with South America.
Yeah, it's just like everywhere is like that, right? But it's like... I think that just stands out more to me because they're more based on their religion out there, man. And if you're like not like them, then they fucking hate you, and they won't hesitate to fucking.
Yeah, we got to get better.
And
to be fair, I think it's a lot of powerful countries pulling the strings in these not so powerful countries, but we have to get better about accepting that everyone's religion needs to count equally.
Yeah.
And I mean, even people who aren't religious need to count equally. Like all of that stuff, that's part of a free society. Like you and I could have completely different ideas about what happens when we die. That does not change the fact that you and I are living right now. We may have different beliefs, but we are both trying to make society better. Mm-hmm. And if we can think about that without thinking about when I die, this book says that, my dick's going to be real long and I'm going to get 72 virgins.
Yeah.
Or, on the other side, like, I'm going to get everlasting eternity and you're going to burn in hell. Or because we don't know that. Nobody knows that. We're all just living normal ass people, have no fucking idea what's going to happen when we die. If we can get past that, we can actually build societies that work for the entire globe. And I think that's what's important. And we don't want to visit places that smell too bad or are trying to murder the shit out of people who don't think what they believe. Anyway, that's all we got for tonight.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And I don't want to seem bougie, like it's just the smell and the food and stuff. It's just a lot of that has to go into like the war, the politics, the religion, everything over there. It's different than what we're used to, and they can really take your life away, man, for not believing the same thing they believe in. But that's anywhere. But I just feel like that area is dangerous, man.
I mean, we had inquisitions and all sorts of shit here too, like it doesn't matter.
So hopefully I didn't offend nobody with my thoughts and my opinions. You know what I mean? I apologize. I wasn't trying to do nothing like that. I'm just being honest, having a conversation, having some drinks with my boy. And, yeah, those are my answers. I might not feel the same way tomorrow. But right now, that's what I'm thinking.
One thing I can respect about this human being is that he cares. And hopefully, if you're out there, you can forgive us if you're ahead of us on the path and you can teach us better than what we know. A good example of that is I love Indian food and somebody's never had it. He's just smelled it. And I don't knock him whatsoever. If you've just smelled Indian food but you've never tasted it, it's a completely different world. That's all we got for this one. Help us keep the convo going by sharing the video. We'll see you next time for another round at the Banter Bar.
Yes, sir.
I'll just leave you a little sip in case you want to go back.
I appreciate the sip.
I just want to see how it feels in my mouth.
I guess we'll see you next time.
On the Banter Bar.